Hello and welcome. I'm Suzanne and this is Living Your Design, a mini-series on the basics of reading your human design chart. In this episode, we're talking about all those lines that connect the centers on your chart. Those are your channels, also known as your circuitry. So we talked about your defined centers and gates in the previous episodes. Next, we're going to talk about your circuitry, the channels that connect all of those together. Now, in the last episode, I talked a little bit about when two defined gates connect, and that's how your centers are defined. Now, the connection between these gates and centers are your channels. If you look at your chart as a whole, all of the lines connecting the centers and the gates may remind you of electrical wiring in a house. And that's sort of how the channels work. These channels, when connected, light up different parts of you. Now, one thing to note, reflector types will not have any defined channels and will not have any defined centers. They may have defined gates. These will be hanging gates, which I'll talk about later, but no fully defined channels. So there are three main circuit groups: the individual circuit group, the collective circuit group, and the tribal circuit group. And there are subgroups within these three main groups. There's also a fourth circuit, the integration channel. That's not really a circuit, but it's often considered one. So the individual circuit group is all about you, your impact personally on the world, what you're here to do and work on as an individual. The collective circuit group is about your contributions to the world at large, your universal contributions. And the tribal circuit group is about your contributions to your tribe, your family, your community. Now, you may have a dominance of one type of circuitry in your chart, or you might have a variety. Essentially, they show you how you're wired to operate in your life, sort of the underlying theme in your life. Now, we're not going to get into the specifics of each group today. We're just looking at the mechanics of how the pieces work in general and how you can use that information about your defined channels to continue exploring your design and how to play with it. Now, as I mentioned, understanding which circuits are prominent in your design shows you your basic genetic wiring, as well as who, outside yourself, has other pieces of those circuits that may work well with you. We're often drawn to those who have complementary circuitry to ours. In addition to those fully defined channels, you may have what we call hanging gates. Now, if you look at your chart and a defined center has a defined gate that isn't connected to another gate on the other side, you'll see only half of the channel colored in. This is a hanging gate. Now, while you'll have defined energy from this gate, you'll also experience other things from that openness on the other side. Now, here's an example. I have gate 12 defined. It's in my defined throat center, and it's the gate of caution. It's about honoring my voice and meaning what I say. Now, when the timing isn't right, like when I'm speaking out of obligation rather than speaking my truth, there can be a struggle to get my message across. On the other side of this channel is gate 22, the gate of grace or surrender. This gate is undefined for me. Without that definition, that energy from my gate 12, my deep message can feel stuck sometimes, and I may need to remind myself to allow myself grace and trust in the universe that I have everything I need, and that even when I'm feeling off my game, the universe has my back, and with patience, I can still get my message across. Now, another side to these hanging gates is that someone else with the opposite gate can complete that channel and share that energy with you. So if I have the defined gate 12 and am working with someone with the defined gate 22, we share the energy of that whole channel. The combination allows us both to share in that full channel's energy. The authentic voice of the gate 12 paired with the emotional wisdom of gate 22. Now, this is a very simplistic way of explaining how this energy works, but essentially it really is that simple. Our energy circuits work together with others and can be complementary. And this is why sometimes you might feel drawn to working with certain people. So now, can you see how all of your chart is tied together? Your centers, your gates, your channels. All of these pieces give you information on how to navigate life and how working with different people can affect your energy and how you affect them as well. So if you're working with the Living My Design Journal, notice what's landing for you right now with the channels. Okay, on the channels page, take some time and fill in your defined channels if you have any. You can copy them from your chart that's on page 2 of your journal, and filling them in like this will help you become more familiar with them. Then jot any notes you discover about your defined channels on the channels notes page. Look into which circuits your defined channels fall into, individual, collective, and tribal, as well as the sub-circuits they belong to. Note how you've seen these themes play out in your life. Now, there are plenty of resources online to search for specific channels and circuits, and you can also schedule a private reading with me to look at your chart specifically if you want. If you don't have the Living My Design Journal yet, it's there for you whenever you want a dedicated space to explore your design. The link is in the show notes, and it's on my website with other reports. Now stay tuned for the next episode where we'll explore your incarnation cross and more specifically, the gate of your conscious sun and how that ties in to your life purpose.